रहे थे कि what was in fact the hidden agenda of the British behind the formation of the Congress, and finally we have come to a conclusion कि after the formation of the Indian National Conference, if any political or pan-India political party would have been formed, so naturally कि there can never be one political organization where there are Indian National Conference. It is also making a tall claim that it is in fact a pan-India political organization, and the second is the International Congress, which also claims that it is the second. It is in fact the pan-India political organization. So as soon as the Indian National Congress was formed in 1885, after the formation of the Indian National Conference, it was very clear, it was crystal clear, you could say, that the agenda of the British or the hidden agenda of the British government behind the formation of the Congress was simply to create diverging political opinions in India. Some Indian people, in course of time, as soon as more and more Indian people, they will be politicized. Some Indian people, they are going to join the International Conference, and some Indian people, they are going to join the International Congress. And naturally, because there will be two political parties or political organization, so naturally there has to be some clash in between the two. There has to be some difference as far as manifestation of both the political parties are concerned. कुछ ना कुछ तो मैनिफेस्टो अलग होगा ना, unless you are something different from the primary from the first one, and vice versa. So why there was in fact a necessity for two political parties? So as soon as the second International Congress was created, the British government, they were 100% of the opinion that now India has already created or has already experienced two diverging political opinions. ठीक है, एंड बाय पिचिंग वन अगेंस्ट दी अदर, एक को दूसरे के से लड़वा के हम लोग क्या करेंगे कि वी आर गोइंग टू बेक आर ब्रेड ऑफ रूलिंग ओवर इंडिया, अपना रोटी सेकते रहेंगे. ये था पहला एजेंडा उनका. इट वाज इन फैक्ट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द ब्रिटिश. सेकेंड ऑब्जेक्टिव के बारे में बोलते हैं. सम ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे से दैट दे वांटेड टू यूज द कांग्रेस as their espionage. They wanted to use the Congress as a news agency, or they wanted to use the Congress news agency or espionage. Espionage का मतलब होता है कि जितने भी IB हुआ, CID हुआ, CBI हुआ, रॉ हुआ, ये सारे के सारे ऑल जो ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, दे आर कलेक्टिवली नोन एज एस्पियोनेज ऑफ एनी कंट्री. तो दे वांटेड टू यूज द कांग्रेस एज अ न्यूज एजेंसी, और दे वांटेड टू यूज द इंटरनेशनल कांग्रेस एज देयर एस्पियोनेज टू गैदर इंफॉर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग एवरी प्रोबेबल प्रॉब्लम्स दैट वर लर्किंग बिहाइंड द ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट इन इंडिया. हिंदुस्तान में किसी तरह का कि इंडिया में प्रॉब्लम होगा, because as soon as they are going to form the International Congress or facilitate the formation of the International Congress, so they are definitely going to motivate, or they are definitely going to convince the members of the International Congress that we British are in fact to your 100% to your favor. तुम्हारे फेवर के हम लोग, and the gesture, and through their gesture and postures and emotions, they are going to create emotional connect with the people, with the members of the International Congress. International Congress, or almost all the members of the International Congress, they will definitely be having 100% faith in the jurisprudence of the British. उनके न्याय करने का तरीका या करने के जज्बे पे पूर्ण तरह से विश्वास ला देंगे. तो नेचुरली कि the members of the International Congress, whenever they are going to hold their annual session, they are going to speak their heart. And whenever they are going to speak the heart, so naturally कि something wrong that was to happen to India, or that was being planned by the Indian people against the British government, will be known to the British government. जैसे एग्जाम्पल के लिए जो सबसे सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ एग्जाम्पल होता है कि in the last week of December every year, the International Congress generally schedules its annual session. 28 से लेकर 28 से 30 दिसंबर 1900 में you are planning something, got the point. And in Indian National Congress में द मेंबर्स ऑफ इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस में ये कहा जाता है कि रोहतास के भी, गया के भी, ये औरंगाबाद, रोहतास और गया, ये तीनों डिस्ट्रिक्ट के रोहतास के, औरंगाबाद के, गया डिस्ट्रिक्ट के people or the members or in fact the delegates or the leaders from or these three districts of India, they have come to attend the annual session of the Congress, and the Congress is holding its annual session in between 28 and 30 December 1900. In the month of March and April, you generally collect the land revenue. The tradition when the British government used to collect the land revenue, it was generally in between March and April. In the March and April और 1901 में you have to collect the land revenue from all the three districts of Aurangabad of India. Got a point? Actually ये इतना बेचारा ये है ना कि in fact my seventh child, बहुत दुख कष्ट हुआ है और ऐसे समय पे हुआ जब सबको मान लिया था कि इसका संपत्ति मेरा हो गया हुआ, तो ये इतना ये सहा है, मैं क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एनमिटी, इतना लोगों का चीज बर्दाश्त किया है नफरत को कि ही इज इन फैक्ट अ मेंडिकेंट। थोड़ा सा भी प्यार करेगी ना तो कुछ जैसे हमको है भोजन पे आप कलकत्ता ले जाइए पीछे पीछे हम चल जाएंगे, बढ़िया भोजन पे, ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने दाल भात और चोखा पे या ऐसा नहीं। ठीक है, अब ये ठीक है, इन द मंथ ऑफ मार्च एंड अप्रैल यू जनरली कलेक्ट द लैंड रेवेन्यू and delegates from Rohtas, Aurangabad and Gaya, all the three districts, they have assembled in the annual session of the Indian National Congress of 1900 in between 28 and 30 December. And everyone is speaking his heart. Whatever is in fact in their heart, they are ready to speak because they are having 100% faith in the provincial governor of Britain who is sitting in the pandal when you are conducting the session जहाँ कर रहे हो वहाँ पे provincial governor of the province in which you are conducting your annual session, he is also physically present over there, and he has already developed, inculcated the sense of 100% faith in the British government. अंग्रेजों में अपने आप में 100% faith करवा लिया है वो, तो नेचुरली कि whenever you are going to speak, you are going to speak your heart. और वह यहाँ पे और रोहतास वाला खड़ा होकर बोला कि भाई the problem or in fact the monsoon was to an extent it was all right, and because we have already created the channel of canals and therefore food अच्छा हुआ है, food gains जो हुआ है, धान का खेती अच्छा हुआ है, तो the British government came to understand that whenever they are going to go to collect the land revenue from Rohtas district, the situation will be all right. और गया डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाले भी लोग बोलेंगे कि नदी उदी का प्रॉब्लम आ गया था, ये आ गया था, पानी आ गया था सही समय पे, फसल ठीक हुआ है, तो गया में भी प्रॉब्लम होने का चांसेस नहीं. In the month of March and April when you go to collect the land revenue in 1901, so there is least chances of any skirmishes in Gaya. But Aurangabad delegate from Aurangabad, when he stood up, he started making a claim that बारिश भी नहीं हुआ, नदी और कैनाल कितना है आप समझ रहे हैं, तो almost all the rivers in Aurangabad district they are in fact seasonal, rainfall हुआ नहीं, तो situation of agriculture over there is very bad, and the people they don't have finance or they don't have money to finance their hunger even, so the situation is out of control. And most of the people of Aurangabad, peasants of Aurangabad, they have already made up their mind that when the British government is going to come to them to collect the land revenue, so they are going to revolt. तो एक जगह से बैठकर इतना ही चीज पता करने के लिए कि इंडिया के किस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में रिवोल्ट होने के चांसेस हैं, इसका माने प्रोबेबल डेंजर्स को पता करने के लिए द टोटल एस्पियोनेज ऑफ एनी कंट्री वर्क्स और नॉट, जितना भी सीबीआई आईबी वगैरह से एस्पियोनेज जो है वो हर कंट्री का वो यही काम न करता है कि सरकार के प्रति के खिलाफ क्या क्या ये स्थिति है, व्हाट इज द लेवल ऑफ इंडिग्नेशन ऑफ द पीपल ऑफ दैट कंट्री अगेंस्ट द गवर्नमेंट. For this particular purpose, almost all the espionage or the total paraphernalia of the espionage system of almost all the countries they work. And you are getting all information from the International Congress by speaking by speaking a few lines of goodness. ठीक है, प्यार से बतिया कर इंडियन इंडियंस को आपने अपने उनके दिल में अपने लिए जगह बना लिया है, और इसलिए हिंदुस्तानी आप पे पूरा तरह से विश्वास करके वो अपने दिल का बात बता दे रहे हैं, और वहां से आप दिल का बात से आप गैदर कर रहे हैं कि व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब होता है कि यू आर यूजिंग द इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस फॉर योर पर्पस और नॉट. अपने पर्पस सरकार अपने के लिए यूज कर रहा है ना कांग्रेस को. तो दिस वाज इन द सेकंड एजेंडा ऑफ द ब्रिटिश. द थर्ड एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज इन फैक्ट द सेफ्टी वैल्व थ्योरी. इसको मिटा दें. सेफ्टी वैल्व थ्योरी ये कहता है कि 1857 and 1885 the first or in fact one major event that took place in India against the British government prior to 1885, it was in fact the revolt of 1857. 1857 की रिवोल्ट में लोगों ने देख लिया कि the level of ammunition with which we are fighting against the Indians who are fighting with low weapons, very primitive weapons, the total quantum of casualty that has been incurred by the British government because of the revolt of 1857, it was in fact unprecedented in the history of England. इंग्लैंड के हिस्ट्री में इतना बड़ा नुकसान इंग्लैंड को कभी नहीं हुआ था. When Indians were fighting with low weapons, primitive weapons, while the British government they are fighting with NP7 rifles. So the casualty that was incurred by the British government because of the revolt, it was unprecedented. तो natural है कि they were of the opinion that if the same quality of weapons will be used by the Indian people, and if a revolt is going to take place in between British government in India, at any point of time after 1857, the casualty that will be incurred by the British government will be irreparable. जिसका कोई रिपेरेबल नहीं. The British government was also having the information that other European countries who are having some clash of ego with Britain, because almost all European nations who are having some level of enmity with Britain, they also were definitely having the information that the English economy is so deeply integrated with the economy of India. इंडिया की इकोनॉमी से इतना इंटीग्रेटेड है कि more than 20% of the national income of England is actually being made because of India. And if India is going to gain her independence anyhow, if India is going to gain her independence, so there is definitely a possibility that the economy is going to crash. And one wrong to be done to your enemy is in fact one plus for you. अगर तुम्हारे एनिमी के साथ तुम्हारे दुश्मन को अगर एक नुकसान होता है, वो तुम्हारे लिए फायदा हुआ कि नहीं, एक प्लस हुआ ना. तो देयरफॉर फ्रांस प्लस जर्मनी और ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द एनिमी कंट्रीज ऑफ इंग्लैंड, especially France and Germany, the government of England was having the information that France and Germany, they were also having the same level of sophisticated weapons that England was having. And France and Germany, they both were rendering all logistic support to the people of India. हिंदुस्तानियों को सारे लेवल के जो फ्रांस एंड जर्मनी एंड दीज टू यूरोपियन नेशंस हु आर हैविंग सम लेवल ऑफ क्लैश विथ इंग्लैंड, they were rendering all logistic support to the people of India. Got a point? Clear हुआ? इसका मतलब होता है कि यहाँ तक जो information होगा तुम्हारे पास vague idea है, but because it's a question of your government, so you cannot take the chance ना. अगर एकदम सटीक information हो, तो there is definitely a possibility that Pakistan may attack India in collaboration with China with nuclear weapons. As soon as this vague idea, you don't have any authentic information, but you are definitely having this level of vague information. But as a country, you cannot take the risk कि ना ऐसे कैसे करेगा, ऐसे कैसे कर देगा, ऐसा होता है ना. तो as a country, you cannot take this level of यू कैन नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज। तो देयरफॉर, अच्छा दूसरा बात इंफॉर्मेशन ये भी था कि ये ह्यूम के बारे में बोलता है कि बिकॉज ही वाज इन फैक्ट इंडियन सिविल सर्वेंट एंड ही हैड सर्व्ड इंडिया फॉर मोर देन 30 years and because he was in fact a civil servant in India, so he was having reach over almost all secret files that were lying in different offices of India. इंडिया के जितने भी ऑफिस थे, आईएएस था वो, और आईएएस था तो इसका मतलब होता है कि आईएएस था और डीओ से नीचे वो रहा नहीं होगा, माने डीएम के नीचे कभी नहीं गया होगा। तो ही वाज हैविंग इन दिस 30 years of his career in between 1857 and 1885 when he was in active service, he was having the information that the people of India, they are gathering or they are accumulating cache of ammunition at different hotspots. ये 1857 में सब जगह नहीं ना हुआ था उसी लेवल का, जैसे मेरठ में बहुत हाई लेवल का हुआ था, दिल्ली में बहुत हाई लेवल का हुआ था, उसी तरह से औरंगाबाद में नहीं ना हुआ था। तो इस तरह से ये कहा सोलापुर में बहुत हुआ था। तो ऐसे समय में ही वॉज हैविंग द इंफॉर्मेशन थ्रू द सीक्रेट फाइल्स दैट वर लाइंग इन डिफरेंट ऑफिसेस ऑफ इंडिया। ही वॉज हैविंग ऑथेंटिक इंफॉर्मेशन दैट द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया दे आर accumulating cache of ammunition at a different hotspots that has gone into the revolt of 1857 with great pomp and pleasure. दे इस hotspots पे ये कर रहा था। तो अंग्रेजों को ये अनुमान लगा through these two information, the government of Britain in India, they got the information or they developed a perception, you can say, that the Indian people, they are once again planning something big, and if this is going to happen, ऐसा नहीं कि ऐसा हो ही जाएगा क्योंकि उनके पास वेग आइडिया है, पर इफ दिस इज गोइंग टू हैपन, it is going to destroy the flow with which the antagonism of the Indian people, and that too armed with all deadly weapons, if it is going to flow toward the British government in India, so it is going to blow the British government out of India. So just to save India, save the British government from the wraths of the Indian people, from the antagonism of the Indian people, that would have created huge damage to the British government. They simply created a safety valve, Indian National Congress. They simply created the Indian National Congress and added optimism into it. हिंदुस्तानी विश्वास करते ही थे उन पे, और हिंदुस्तानियों को ये विश्वास दिला दिया कि दिस यू आर फाइटिंग फॉर ट्रिवियल इश्यूज, कि हमको ये दे दो, हमको ये दे दो, हमको ये दे दो, हमको माने वी वांट सम कंसेशन फ्रॉम यू, वी आर गिविंग यू दिस पंडारा बॉक्स, दिस इज एक्चुअली द मैजिकल बॉक्स that is going to ultimately fetch independence for you. So why are you crying over trivial issues? This we are giving you this Pindara box that is going to fetch you independence at after 10 to 15 to 20 years. It is going to plan how you are going to machinate or how you are going to facilitate your independence in India. ठीक है, तो टोटल एंटेगोनिज्म इसका मतलब होता है कि आप बहुत छोटा चीज के लिए लड़ रहे थे और वो छोटा चीज नहीं दिए हम आपको। जैसे you were fighting for, you were demanding 100 rupees from your father, and you were consistently demanding 100 rupees from your father for more than 1 month, and your father at that point of time, he was having not the money. Got a point? And he gave you a check when you finally went to him and said कि देखिए I am going to, you threatened your father with your dire consequences कि अगर if you are not going to give me 100 rupees, तो I am going to do this वगैरह वगैरह कर देंगे। And your father said to you कि सी दिस इज फॉर द चेक, ये चेक जो है वो 500 रुपए का चेक है, पोस्ट डेटेड चेक है, जस्ट आफ्टर वन वीक माई सैलरी इज गोइंग टू ड्रॉप इनटू माय अकाउंट, एंड जस्ट आफ्टर वन वीक यू सिंपली एनकैश द चेक ऑफ 500 रुपी। तो दिस 500 रुपी चेक ऑफ 500 रुपी इज नॉट इक्वल टू करेंसी ऑफ 100 रुपी, 100 रुपया करेंसी नहीं ना है वो, बट इट इज तो नेशनल विथ द होप दैट यू आर गोइंग टू गेट मोर देन 100 रुपी in future, in near future, तो your total antagonism that you are having with your father is simply going to dilute or not, खत्म हो जाएगा कि नहीं, ये छोड़ो, पैसा नहीं होगा हो सकता है, तो चलो ठीक है चेक ले लेते हैं, एक सप्ताह बाद 500 रुपया, मैंने 5 times more than what I am demanding right now. तो your total wrath or your total grouse with your father is simply going to down for him. It is simply going to go into the background. It is simply going to dilute, liquidate कर जाएगा। एक तो थ्योरी ये कहता है सेफ्टी वैल्व थ्योरी, दूसरा थ्योरी ये कहता है, सेफ्टी वैल्व का थ्योरी कहता है कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस, देखो दूसरा थ्योरी कहता है कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस को बनाकर अंग्रेजों ने क्या किया कि ही क्रिएटेड अ ग्रुप ऑफ इंडियंस who were having 100% faith in the sense of jurisprudence of the British government. अंग्रेजों ने अपने अपने ऊपर ही इन हिंदुस्तानियों का जिनको मिलकर वो इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस का फॉर्मेशन करवाए थे, he simply facilitated the creation of 100% faith in the hearts and heads of those Indians who were collectively forming the Indian National Congress. Okay. And Indian National Congress, they simply wanted to make the Indian National Congress behave as a middleman in between the people of India and the British government. The आजादी की लड़ाई जो था, it was not in fact a fight in between the Indian National Congress and the British government. It was actually a fight between the people of India and the British government. Got a point? And they created the Indian National Congress in between the people of India and the British government. ठीक है. और whenever इसका मतलब and this group of Indians, they are 100% they are Indians in color, stature, outlook, सब चीज Indian है, but they are going to develop a mental makeup which was identical to that of the British. They are going to start thinking as if the British were in fact better than anyone else in the world, पूरी दुनिया में. क्योंकि since their inception in India, they have been saying to the people of India that we have come to India on a civilizing mission. We have come to India not to rule over India. We have come to India on a civilizing mission. और ये भी कहा जाता है कि India's annexation at the hands of the British government was not annexation in real sense. It was in fact a turnover of public opinion which was overdue since a long time. They simply made the people of India understand that because you are being ruled by a group of people, a set of people who are still in subhuman stage. खुद ऐसे लोगों के द्वारा रूल किए जा रहे हो. You are having lots and lots of resources, and if all the resources that is available in India, if it will be used to its optimum capability, so it can give the best quality of life to every Indian. But unfortunately, you all are being governed by a set of human beings who are still in subhuman stage, and therefore they are creating mess out of everything. जैसे और एग्जाम्पल क्या दिया था, एग्जाम्पल कैसे किया था, जस्ट टू प्रूव देयर लॉजिक. उन लोगों ने कहा था कि सपोज यू आर इन फैक्ट normal human being. Your father is going to give you 20 lakh rupees. With this 20 lakh rupees, as soon as you are to 20 lakh rupees is going to drop into your hand, so the first idea that is going to come to your head, because you are still not that mentally matured, so the first idea that is going to come to your head will be कि चलते हैं कोई स्कॉर्पियो खरीदे. 17 लाख रुपया में S7 का S11 का 17 लाख रुपया का एक स्कॉर्पियो खरीदो, एक ड्राइवर रखोगे, ठीक है, और ड्राइवर को ये कहोगे यू आर गोइंग टू इंटिमिडेट योर ड्राइवर, you should be well dressed whenever you are going to come to my house, and every day you sharp at 6 o'clock you have to come to my house, and wherever you are going to drop to my house, so you should be good looking. तुम्हारा लुक बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए, व्हाइट कपड़ा ये होना चाहिए, टोपी पे होना चाहिए, और यहाँ पे लिखना होगा शॉफर ऑफ फलना एंड फलना सिंह वगैरह वगैरह लिखना होगा. तो अच्छा, उसको 20,000 रुपया महीना का या 10,000 रुपया महीना का उसको तनख्वाह दोगे, और 10,000 रुपया का पेट्रोल खर्चा होगा या डीजल खर्चा होगा. So with the support of this 20 lakh rupees, you used this 20 lakh rupees, your resource, in such a way that it is going to, your expenditure has increased by 20,000 rupees per month. दूसरा आदमी जो होगा मेंटली मैच्योर्ड होगा, वो 20 लाख रुपया उसके हाथ में आएगा तो वो 2% पे लोन दे देगा और 40,000 रुपया हर महीना कमाने का जुगाड़ बैठा लेगा. तो who is in fact the man who is using the resource in a better way? Naturally the second one. तो वही अंग्रेज जो इंग्लैंड जो since their inception in India, they have been saying to the people of India that you are unfortunately being governed by a set of human beings who are still in subhuman stage, and therefore they are creating but the resources available to India is in bounty. If we are going to use these resources to the best to its optimum capabilities, so it is going to give the best quality of life to the people of India. ठीक है, and most of the people of India, because their life was wretched during monarchical form of government, where all wild social evils were available, so naturally the quality of life that was being availed by the people of India in India when the British came into India, it was definitely pitiable. खराब तो है ही था. और उस समय अगर if someone is going to give a better idea to you, तो you are going to have some level of reliance on him. नहीं, अगर जो मानव का ये स्वभाव होता है कि जो तुम सुनना चाहते हो ना, वही अगर हम बोल रहे हैं, सच बोल रहे हैं या गलत बोल रहे हैं, उससे कोई मतलब नहीं, बट बिकॉज यू वांट टू हियर दैट थिंग एंड देयरफॉर इट इज गोइंग टू, you will definitely develop a level of affection with me. कि आई नो दैट यू वांट टू बी एन आईआईटीएन, ठीक है, आई नो यू आर कंसिस्टेंटली फेलिंग इन chemistry. In almost all previous examinations, you have failed in chemistry, but still, and you don't have any adaptation towards math. But I am motivating you. कहाँ नहीं बन सकता? तो you are going to find me to be the best human being on the earth. यही मानव का नेचर होता है कि जो हम सुनना चाहते हैं, हमको जिससे आपकी खुशी होती है, अगर वो बात बोलो गलत ही है क्यों ना हो, झूठी क्यों ना हो, पर हमको तुम अच्छे लगते हो. ये रियलिटी है ना. तो वही अंग्रेज यहाँ पे ये करते थे. नहीं थी यहाँ पे किया, अप्लाई किया हम लोगों ने. वो लोगों ने देख लिया कि द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ दैट इज बिल्ड बाय द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया इज वेरी बैड. तो they gave this idea, and most of the people, they accepted the thesis that was being delivered to them by the British people, that we have come to India on a civilizing mission. Got the point? And therefore, it is said that India's annexation at the hands of the British government was not an annexation in real sense. It was in fact a turnover of public opinion which was overdue since a long time. बहुत दिन से हिंदुस्तान के लोग कह रहे थे, सोच रहे थे, अंदर अंदर से सोच रहे थे कि कोई बढ़िया आदमी आता और शायद क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ हमारा बेहतर करता है, और अंग्रेज वही बात आके बोल दिया. तो इट फिट कर गया with the expectations of the people of India, and therefore the people of India, they started accepting everything good or bad that was delivered to them by the British people. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे इसका मतलब होता है कि अब यहाँ पे देखो इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस को, इसका मतलब होता है कि द मेंबर्स ऑफ द इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस, they are having 100% faith in the British, and the people, and the Indian national movement is actually a fight in between the British government and the people of India. They are providing political representation to the people of India. Mane people of India, they are having 100% faith in their leaders. What a point. And the leaders of the Indian National Congress, they are having 100% faith in the British government. So naturally, whenever the people of India will have any level of grievance or any level of grievances against the British government, so they are definitely going to give the information of their grievance to the Indian National Congress. And the British government, when the International Congress is going to go to the British government to demand the grievances of the, or to rectify the grievances of the people of India, the British government, through their logics and science, they are going to make the International Congress understand that whatever they have done is in fact good for the people of India as well as the government of India. And therefore, the flow of antagonism of the people of India that was directed against the British government, and that would have blown the British government out of the context, it was simply diluted or liquidated when it used to strike the International Congress. So almost all the time the British government was saved by the grouse of the people of India because of the existence of the Indian National Congress in between the people of India and the government and the British government. तो हरदम बचा रहा था ना ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस. ठीक है, यहां तक क्लियर हो गया? श्योर? अब देखो